What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and today's going to be something a little bit different. You're going to notice there's no gameplay in the background. You're just staring at a big, beautiful banner that Cosmic Jello has made for me. And that's pretty much all this video is going to be. This video is going to be an announcement, kind of a channel update. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. And I kind of just want to let you guys know where we're at, where we're going for the next pretty much year or so, and kind of what my plans are. So a few of you guys who've been with me for a while, you'll know that I started my channel, TDK Pyrostasis, back in 2011. I think it's October 22nd is when I started it, but things didn't really kick off till November, I want to say November 11th is when I first uploaded my first Skyrim clip. And ever since then, things kind of have exploded. Last year, in 2012, and I think it was August 26th, so we've just passed it. I opened up my Minecraft channel, a channel that was specifically oriented towards Minecraft, and then I want to say it was around November or December of last year. I also set up TDK FPS. Obviously, haven't spent much time with TDK FPS, but TDK Pyrostasis and TDK Minecraft were my two big guys. Since then, we've also managed to get partnered on stream, and thankfully, as of today, I can officially say I am a professional YouTuber by the standpoint that it now meets certain levels of income, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. I'm not going to starve. I'm not going to be homeless anytime soon. This big gamble has paid off, and I have all of you guys to thank for that. That being said, as with any business over time, there are certain things that need to change, certain things that need to be adapted to. And, just like anything else, when you first start doing something, you kind of screw it up, you do it wrong, you don't really know all the tips and tricks, the guides, the way things work, the methodologies, best practices, best uses, etc. that you guys need to use. And that's kind of what happened with my main channel, TDK Pyrostasis. If you look at my other channel, TDK Minecraft, it's doing amazing. And it's because I took everything that I learned from TDK Pyrostasis and was able to make this awesome other channel that was focused very narrowly on one thing. And used a lot of, so to say, I guess, Google and YouTube voodoo magic behind the scenes, and that's what's allowed it to do so well. So, well, that and plus, you guys being awesome and supporting me over there. So, time has kind of come again for me to sort of reevaluate things. Let's Plays are one of those things that is very, very challenging to do effectively if you are a medium or small channel. It's one of those things that once you build a channel with it, you can do amazingly well. But on the ride along, it's kind of a long, YouTube by itself is basically a snowball rolling down the hill. And, when it starts off really small, it's just, a flake of snow, and then it's 2, and then 4, and then 6, and it gets exponential after a while. Well, certain channels get what I call exponential or critical mass, however you want to look at it, faster than others. And Let's Plays are right up there with Call of Duty channels for some of the slowest methods of rapid development. And there are some exceptions, but for the most part, hitting that critical mass point takes a while. Not only that, but I have a tendency, the other thing that's kind of sucked is for the past year or two, because this was my sole source of income and there was a certain deadline I had to hit or I was going to have to do something else. When you do something like this, when you're starting your own business, you have a period of time where, maybe your savings or, maybe your relatives aren't going to let you live with them anymore or, whatever, that you have to hit before the shit hits the fan. And I was worried for a while there that I wasn't going to hit that. And that was right. It was about the time last year when I made the Minecraft channel. It was honestly, the Let's Play channel, the Skyrim channel had done really, really well up until that point. But at that point, it wasn't growing anymore. I mean, it was, but it was growing, like 4 or 5% a month as opposed to the 20, 30, 40% a month that I'd been getting previously. And at the rate that it was growing, I knew I wasn't going to be able to business wise handle the channel. And obviously I could go get a job and do that, but then I'm splitting my time between things and quality kind of goes down a little bit, things get busy, and it just, I don't know, it's one of those things that I kind of like to throw my whole self into. So that's why we made Minecraft. Thankfully Minecraft saved the day, and now we're in a position where I don't feel like I have that proverbial gun to the back of my head. So what does that mean? Well, I've done Let's Plays before, and I always did Let's Plays from the standpoint of a business perspective. So I would start a game up. The game usually would do amazing for the first video or two because obviously people are looking for gameplays. They're wanting to try and make that mind. Do I want to buy this? Do I not want to buy this? You know, what are my thoughts and opinions on this specifically? And, you know, what is the best methodology or the best way to go about just pulling in the views? Well, the problem when you do something like that and you're looking at it from a business perspective is a lot of times you don't make the best decisions for, I guess I would say, either the audience or necessarily for the channel long term. You know, you end up with a lot of semi-done Let's Plays, which is kind of what I've got. You know, I've got the Borderlands Let's Play where we did like 30 episodes and then stopped. We've got the Unepic Let's Play where we did about 20 episodes and stopped. And things along those lines where we just didn't quite finish the Let's Plays because people stopped watching. And if people stop watching, I panic, freak out, and was like, oh my God, you know, obviously this game's terrible. We can't cover this game. People aren't liking it. We've got to do something else. And the other problem that I've run into is a lot of times I've focused on what the vocal minority want. And what I mean by the vocal minority is, on average, TDK Pyrostasis has, I think, 300,000 views a month. And on average, we probably have somewhere in the neighborhood, I guess let me go actually look it up so I'm not talking out of my ass. It has drastically fewer comments than that. For the most part, the drastic majority of people who watch my channel don't actually comment on my channel. So, you know, you're not getting feedback from those people. So you end up only getting feedback from what I call the vocal minority. And most of the time, the vocal minority is a good kind of judgment for, you know, where you're at. Okay, yeah, like for this month, 1,600 comments out of 300,000 views. That is a very, very small percentage. Let's round up to 2,000 out of 300,000 views. That is it's not even a percentage point. It's microscopic. So it makes it kind of frustrating sometimes because you're trying to figure out what the majority wants. Obviously, you don't want to screw over the individual because, you know, everybody is important. But there is that big hulking group out there that likes what you do or doesn't like what you do. And you don't always get feedback from those people. So because of that, sometimes I would focus on things that I maybe shouldn't have focused on. You know, stuff like, you know, holding a series, you know, cutting a series that maybe should have continued. You know, covering a series far longer than I should have, et cetera, et cetera. So what we've all basically built all this up is we're going to be doing a few things different for the next, I would say, 6 months. We're going to do a 6-month trial. And what is that basic? I mean, because you can't just do it for a day or 2 days with YouTube. YouTube, there's a lot of analytics and a lot of reports and a lot of things that go into YouTube. You can't just, you know, okay, let's try this. That didn't work. Okay, let's try this. That didn't work. Let's try this. You know, for YouTube, it's okay, let's try this. Bam, 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 bam. And then you look at stats for a month or 2 months or 3 months. And then you can kind of see where it's trending, whether it's going up, whether it's going down, et cetera, et cetera. So what we are going to do is I'm going to split TDK Pyrostasis into 2 channels, which I technically did last year and it worked out well. And what we're going to do is well, actually it was the year before last, we focused heavily on tips and tricks, things like, you know, guides on how to do this, how to make the most money, how to do this thing correctly, fastest, you know, achievements, things along those lines. That's what I built this channel on originally, sort of. And then we converted to Let's Plays. Well, the problem with Let's Plays is not as many people are interested in those in the vast majority of things. But I enjoy Let's Plays. A lot of you guys enjoy my Let's Plays. So we're going to keep TDK Pyrostasis as a Let's Play channel. However, we're going to make a new channel called TDK Tips. And what that channel is going to be focused on is achievements, guides, tips, tricks, all the stuff that I used to do that I haven't done in a long time. And that's all that channel is going to handle. And so if, you know, you are playing a brand new game, you're stuck somewhere, you're going to want to head over there, take a look at, you know, how to do this achievement, how to do that achievement. And I'm going to do my best to cover as many of the popular games and then start backfilling some of the older ones and just kind of keep up with it from there. And that's what TDK Tips will be. So that's youtube.com/TDK Tips. Link will be in the video description below. So what is that going to do for TDK Pyrostasis? Well, that's going to kind of free TDK Pyrostasis in a few things. Number one, I'm not really going to care about the views on TDK Pyrostasis anymore. I'm going to do what's fun, what I want to do. what I think in the long term will be popular, and we're going to run with that. And what does that basically mean? Well, that means we're going to be covering full Let's Plays. So that means if I post, like for instance, we've got Saints Row 4 going right now, we've got Fallout New Vegas going right now, and I want to say there's another one. We're going to finish those three. We're going to finish them completely, do them all. However, we're going to finish them a little bit quicker than we normally would do. So instead of spending, a year and a half on Fallout, it's probably going to be more like a month, maybe a month and a half on Fallout. We're going to be streaming these like we normally would. We're going to probably dedicate 2 days a week to hardcore Let's Play days. So like, let's say, and I'm just throwing this out there, this isn't accurate, but I'm just throwing this out there. Let's say we turn Tuesday and Thursdays into Let's Plays days. That means from whenever we start streaming to whenever we stop streaming, that is all we're going to be covering is Let's Plays. And then let's say Monday is going to be Minecraft, Wednesday is going to be Minecraft, Friday we'll find something in there, and then Saturday obviously is going to be Sub Saturday. So it means you may get, 2 videos in a day, or maybe even 3 videos in a day, depending on how fast we cover it on Twitch. So you may get a little bit more footage than you normally get on the channel. And unlike previously, we're actually going to finish our series. And I think I've tried to do this before, but it's so disheartening when, you actually depend on this for income and people aren't watching and you panic. So there won't be any more panicking anymore because, in all honesty, this channel at this point is one of the lower earning channels monetarily. And like I said, I hate talking about money with you guys because it sucks. Because for you guys, money is not even the key point of it. And for me, I don't want it to be the key point of it. Now that I'm at this point, things should be easing up at this point, and I'm not going to have to worry about money all the time. And now I can focus on the actual content, which is a nice freeing ability. So anyways, just to recap, TDK Pyrostasis is going to stay Let's Plays. It's going to focus more heavily on them. We're going to complete series. We're going to have months where we do specific things. Like in October, I'm planning on doing a horror month. For October, we're going to be covering the new... there's a game called Outlast, which looks good. We're going to be covering the new Amnesia game. We'll probably cover some of the old Amnesia games. Maybe some Resident Evil, maybe Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2. Games that just kind of scare the hell out of you. That will be the theme for October, and then we'll have all those games concluded by the end of October, and then we'll move into November. And unfortunately, there's no Thanksgiving-based games that I'm aware of. Maybe a game where you're running around shooting turkeys. Maybe Deer Hunter 47 or whatever they're on now. But we're going to kind of cover some of those a little bit more, and that will allow, a little bit more freedom. What this may mean is some of the long-standing series that we have done previously, like Skyrim, may fade a little bit. I'm not saying I'm quitting Skyrim, but a lot of you guys may have noticed Skyrim's not around as much as it used to be, and part of that is because I played it for almost 2 years. As much as I love Skyrim, and I do love Skyrim, I've got probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 to 500 hours on it now. I've done pretty much every damn quest in that game at least twice, some of them as many as 6 to 10 times. And, you kind of got to change things up. And I think that's part of the reason the channel has slowly stagnated is because, I just pounded Skyrim for 2 years. So if you stick in the same place and you cover the same thing over and over again, unfortunately, some of the audience kind of moves on after a while. So we're going to change things up. Things will split. Like I said, if you're interested in tips and tricks, head on over to TDK Tips. If you like Let's Plays, you're going to want to stay here. TDK FPS is also going to be filling up. You guys are going to notice JJ is going to start helping me out on the stream. So where I normally might only stream 4 hours, we may stream 8 hours now with JJ filling in some. My days off, like Sunday and Monday that I take, JJ will be stepping in, so at least you guys have some content on those days. And we're just going to see how things go. During this time, I would love to get some feedback from you guys. I do my best to read the majority of the comments that I get. I always interact with you guys on Twitter. Twitter is probably the single best way to get a hold of me at the moment because it's easy to follow, it's easy to read, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and I don't get 79,000 messages a day from there. Of course, I probably will eventually, but Twitter is probably the best way to reach me. So if you've got a question, got a comment, tweet me. Or, respond to this video in the comments section, and I will read it probably for the next 2 to 3 days. After that, that's the other change that I'm having to make is, unfortunately, at this point, when you start getting, the number of comments and such that I get, I get about 3,000 emails a day. And with 3,000 emails, I got to the point where I was spending almost 2 hours a day reading comments. And unfortunately, that's time that I need to start putting into actual content. And I'm not saying that I'm going to start ignoring people. I'm just saying me reading a comment from, a video that I posted 6 months ago where a guy's, picking apart why I didn't loot that chest, or me reading the comment that you guys posted on yesterday's video where I can actually do something about that, I think posting on the new videos makes more sense. So what I'll be doing from here on is I will be reading all of my current video comments probably 2 or 3 times a day on all 4 channels, and then probably on lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And then as the video drops past a week, it probably won't get much play. So if you got to get a hold of me for some reason, don't post on an ancient video. Post on my Twitter. If you have a comment on one of my new videos, feel free to comment. I will definitely see it. And I think that's pretty much all for my my update video today. I know we've kind of run a little bit long-winded, but I just kind of want to let you guys know where we're at. I did tweet out the new schedule that you guys may be able to see on Twitter. I've got we went and bought a whiteboard today. I have a real hard time with schedules, so JJ is going to help me with the schedule. So we sat down, we kind of planned out this week in writing. It's up on the board in front of me, and then as we knock off something, I'll be scratching it out. And I think over the next couple weeks, you guys are going to like it more because things are going to be a little bit more non-hectic as JJ, because JJ is very organized. The problem is I'm a dreamer. I come up with really good ideas, but I have a hard time sometimes finishing them. JJ doesn't always have great ideas, but he's amazing at implementing them. So when it comes to, whipping somebody into shape and forcing them to stay on the schedule, JJ's good at it. So JJ is going to put me on his drill sergeant schedule. He's going to keep me on this whiteboard up here, and we're going to do our best to maintain the schedule. So hopefully I haven't upset anybody with this announcement. Hopefully a few of you guys are excited. Hopefully a lot of you guys are excited about the new channel. And over the next 6 months or so, we'll see how this goes. And, this is either going to work or it's not. And if it doesn't, then, well, we'll do something else. So thank you guys so much once again for all of your support. The whole reason I'm able to do this and able to enjoy playing video games for a living is because of you guys. If it wasn't for you all, I would probably be working at some IT field in a cubicle bored out of my mind. Instead, I get to play games, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much for that. I do appreciate that more than you guys will ever know. It still blows me away that people are actually willing to watch me play video games poorly. So thank you so much for that. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend and a great holiday on Monday. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments section below. Would love to hear you guys' input as always. Don't forget to click that like button if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.